welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday, so tomorrow is gonna be Easter. I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys my 10 favorite tips for breastfeeding. I've been breastfeeding, strictly breastfeeding, for 11 months now. My daughter, she's getting better about taking a cup, but she refused to take any kind of bottles, so a lot of bottles went to waste. Well, not really. I actually just packed them up to give to other people, but I did not get to, she didn't take any bottles. And now she takes I just bought these, the little cups with the straws. I just did a Walmart haul. They'll be up, so go ahead and go check that out for me. Thanks. So I just wanted to give you guys my 10 favorite tips. And I really hope these help you guys, because there were so many things that I really didn't know about, and I almost stopped breastfeeding just because it was really hard at the beginning. So I really hope this help. So I'll stop rambling. Let's go ahead and get into it. So tip number 1, making sure you have the correct latch. That is very important, because for me, I didn't really have the right latch a couple times, and that really almost hindered and made me completely stop, because by day 2 I was in so much pain. My nipples were so sore and raw, and it was just really bad. And Ray was a cluster feeder, so just making sure you have the right latch. Try and get your nipple as far back as you can. I did the kind of rub her nose or mess with her until she opened her mouth wide enough, and then I'll try and get as much as my nipple as I can in her mouth. A tip, and if she has the wrong latch and you can feel the pain, just go ahead and start over. Don't feel bad, just start from scratch, pop your nipple out, and then try it again, and it'll be a lot more comfortable for you, and it will be less painful. I did not have as much with Riley. I breastfed for a little bit, and I used to have sore nipples all the time, and I just thought that was like normal, that it was okay. And some babies just suck really strong, but when I did get the right latching down with Ray, it's no problem. So now if I do feel a little twinge of pain or anything, I know it's that she's latched on wrong, so I'll go ahead and take her off and redo it. Okay, tip number 2 is finding the right position for yourself. It's not for everybody. Every position does not work for everybody. So for me, Ray's sleeping, so I have to use Nimmy. This is Riley's teddy bear that we got her for her birthday. So yeah. So one of the holes is this. I think it's called the cradle. This one was another one of my favorite. This side, Ray does better on with the cradle hold, and on this side, the football hold was my favorite for her. On the right side, the football hold. And another favorite of mine is laying down, and I only do this one usually at nighttime, which is when I lay on my side and I just feed her while I'm laying on my side. Those are my favorite tips and my favorite go-to trials and tribulations, the ones that work for me, girl. Okay, tip number 3 is trying different covers. Girl, try different covers. At first I usually just use a blanket. That was so uncomfortable for me. I was always scared that it was gonna fall off. Actually, I left my baby bag at my daughter's school, so I can't show you my cover that I have, but just try different covers. There's no one size fit all cover for everybody. Just because the cover worked for other people, I absolutely hate the apron cover that everybody raves about. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. It's for me, I'm still subconscious about my size and things like that, and all my sides are out. So yeah, just try and find the right cover for you and what works for you. Tip number 4 is use your cover at home. I know some of y'all probably like, girl, what? Use your cover at home. The only reason why I'm saying this is something that helped me, is because we stay on the go. We stay on the go. So when I go out and about, I would try and feed her before I go out, because I thought it would help, but no, it did not. She would get hungry, especially depends on how long we'd be out again. And I found it being very awkward for me trying to pull it out. Now some people can do it with ease. For me, I guess I was just nervous. It was the first time I was breastfeeding in public, and yeah, it was so awkward. And I was sitting here trying to get the cover right, and the baby was fussy. It was just a hot mess. So just try and use it every now and then at home, so you can get the feel of it and figure out what's better what works better for you and how fast it works for you. Because at first mine was the Infinity one. It looks like a big scarf, Infinity scarf, and you put it over yourself and you just flare it out and you can feed her. I loved that one for a long time. Now she pulls on it, or she pulls it out her way. That don't work, so I use a really soft one that goes over my whole body, and I can feed her that way. She kind of already knows what a nipple is, so I just got to pop my boob out and she just latch on by herself, so that works a lot better for me. But when she was a baby, that one, I hated that one at one point because I was trying to see, and it kind of hugs you. So I'll be trying to see her and trying to get her on. Just find which one works for you, girl. Okay, tip number 5 is water. Drink lots of water and pick good snacks that kind of can help with your breast milk. I used to love oatmeal bars, any kind of oatmeal bars. Coconut water, that worked so good. And just think, just water in general is just really good, but just try and look up different little snacks that will help, where you can still snack, but it will also help benefit you and your baby in the long run, and definitely help producing more milk. Tip number 6, don't clock check. Do not, like for me, I did not breastfeed every 2 hours. I did not do that. I did not wake her up out of her sleep. I fed on demand, and that's what worked for me. I pumped a couple of times, but I still tried to, even with breastfeeding her, even when I'm trying to be busy, I have to stop and just sit down in my rocking chair. I get my rocking chair and, you know, and feed her there and just, you know, read a book. I love reading, so I would either read apps on my phone. I love manga. Is it manga or manga? But just find something to do instead of just watching the clock and be like, oh, I can't wait to, okay, just sit down, relax, and just enjoy the moment with your baby. Now, if you do that every 2 hours and that works for you, kudos. It didn't work out for me. So find a schedule or a placement, things that work for you. That's the most important. Another really important tip during breastfeeding is doing what works for you. Take everybody else's advice in, but try and just focus on yourself and works for you and your baby, because somebody's situation may not be the same as yours, and somebody else's schedule may not be the same as yours. Like I tell people all the time, my girls are in bed at 8:30 the latest, and someone's like, oh, I work late, or I can't do this. You know, it doesn't work out for everybody. So do what works for you and your family. Tip number 7 is do not forget to burp. I've heard so many people, oh, breastfed babies don't intake a lot of air. Oh, bull. Especially when my milk's coming out too fast, she's gulping. Burp your baby. Burp your baby. Tip number 8 is do not be afraid to ask for help. Please ask for help. There's so many breastfeeding places, consultants. The hospital usually have one. My first one at More Harmon in Sugar Land, they weren't that good. Only thing they did is come in and be like, oh, you need to breastfeed the baby every 2 hours, and it was a lot of stress, and it was just, I didn't like it at all. But the one in St. Luke's Sugar Land, she was amazing. She even gave me her personal cell phone number in case I needed her help. But try finding they have different groups, communities. One of my favorite is Milky Mama. They actually sell like cookies and all these different things. I only tried their cookies and they did help, but like I said, I strictly breastfed, so I really didn't need any for pumping. I'm sorry, I've been burping a lot. I don't know why, and it tastes just like this. I got this by accident, but it tastes like this. It tastes like cucumbers. I don't know why, but it just made me thirsty. But they have a lot of cute communities, groups. WIC does help. Me personally, I did not really like the WIC. Only thing they were just telling me is stuff they kind of read from the books and stuff like that, but it really wasn't that much help. So just definitely try and do your research and find places to help. Like I said, a lot of hospitals, they do offer help in breastfeeding classes and consultants and things like that. So just try and get some help before you just give up and quit, because trust me, I know breastfeeding is hard. And I was so blessed. I've been so blessed to be surrounded by so many breastfeeding moms. So it's been really nice. It's been a lot of help as well. Tip number 9 is to keep extra shirts, places, and pads. I have pads in my car. I have pads in the baby bag, my husband's car. I don't even leak like I used to. At the beginning, I leaked so much. I don't leak nearly as much as I do. Only time I leak now is now that she's starting to eat regular food. I usually don't have to latch on as often, so I do tend to leak every now and then, especially if we've been out and about and she's been eating. Keeping extra shirts is another very important thing, especially if you have on a black shirt that day, because when you leak, you don't see it, you think you won, but when it dries, it is white. Yes. So I usually try and keep like a graphic tee on, or no white, like talking about it, or like a pretty like grayish color. That one seems to be a little bit better, but just keep extra shirts somewhere around. Tip number 10 is never forget your essentials. My essentials are a good chair. I usually breastfeed in a rocking chair, a good boppy pillow. It doesn't have to be boppy, just a pillow that works for you. I'm sorry. And what else? Some water, of course, and a good bra. A good bra. Almost all my outfits are kind of around breastfeeding. We went to a wedding when Ray was a couple weeks old, and I tried to make sure my dress was where I have easy access to pop my boot. You don't want to be trying to lift up and all this other stuff. Just try and find things that kind of works with you, especially during the day when you're at home. Like right now, I have a sports bra on, so it's a little bit, if she woke up right now, I would just have to lift up my shirt and my sports bra. It wouldn't really be a problem for me, but try and get something comfortable to wear, especially when you're around the house just to breastfeed. But that is all my 10 tips, and the most important thing is to remember that you are doing great. Like, it's a lot already being a mom and being a parent in general. Sometimes it can be very stressful, and breastfeeding was definitely stressful. That was something a lot of people definitely did not tell me about. They just always tell you how healthy it is and how it's better for the baby, but at the beginning it's really stressful, and it's really hard, especially when you don't have a lot of support and you don't really know what you're doing. It's trust me, I know. But you are doing great. Please remember that you are doing great. As long as you're doing your best that you can, you're doing great. And don't feel afraid, ashamed, or bad for asking for help. Do it, because it can save you so much heartache. It can save you so much stress. Just asking for help and getting help, and talking to the right people about it. But that is my 10 tips. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any ideas for our video, and please subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe before you leave. I really appreciate it. I got my first subscriber like yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, and I was so excited. My husband, you would have thought I had like got like 10K or something. I was just so extra about it, but I really enjoyed it, and like I just really enjoy it, and I'm so happy for every view I get, even no matter how little, no how big. I just really enjoy it, and I really hope you guys like these videos. If you have any requests or anything, please leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it. Thumbs up this video, and please subscribe. Alright guys, hope you have a great Easter, and talk to you next time. Bye!